Alright, if you saw my previous video, I left off at this point. This is a Deathgasm grab bag that I purchased a few weeks ago, or a couple of weeks ago. I can't tell, or I can't remember the exact timing of which. I think I only grabbed one, which I think is a total of 20 CDs, or maybe it was 30 CDs. I don't know, it's been a little while. Let me get a little bit more down, and we'll go ahead and dive into this. I mean, he packed it extremely well. I think this is just 20 CDs, like a bundle of 5 per. Let's see what I got. I always like these because, yeah, sometimes I come across some really excellent bands. Some I came across that were kind of turd and something unexpected that I probably wouldn't have ever bought to begin with. Let me double check, make sure I'm recording. Okay. Because last time I did one of these with it was Everlasting Spew. I didn't catch it the first time, and I was pretty fucking sloshed about midway through. And then the battery died on me. Wow, this is a lot more than... Say what? Oh, this is like 7. It was like 35. Awesome. Holy Christ, I'm gonna sit here and just struggle with this shit. Alright. First up, something I have no idea. This is... looks like organic. I mean, it looks interesting so far. It looks like Orgullo Hativo, Entre el Capito de Batalla. Put out by Morbid Skull Records. I mean, the artwork is extremely cool looking. Logo is pretty awesome. I don't know if it's going to be death or thrash or anything like that, but be interesting. Be digging into that. This band I do know, and I have a few of, Quinta Essentia, Initiates of the Great Work. I don't have this album, but it's kind of it's melodic death metal, but not, you know, flowery melodic. This is actually pretty good. I have 2 of their other releases. It's something that I really enjoyed. It's just something that I don't have to live with. So having one of their albums that I don't have already, I welcome easily. Now this one, I think I remember seeing this a lot, but I don't actually think I own this. This is Spiritual Decay, Closer to the Grave. This one's actually open. Looks like it's going to be some brutal death metal, maybe a little bit blackened, maybe like Come Christ. You know, 12 songs. I really like the artwork. That's really dank. I know we're going to hear a lot of I don't know on this. This one, I think I already owned this split. But this is a... is it a split? Or is it just a EP? Maybe it's just a EP. But this is Thorium Organic Death Temple. They are a blackened death band, or deathly black. Either way, really prolific. Put out a ton of releases. I really like them. They kind of remind me a little bit of early Chrysian, except instead of having like the 7-minute long songs with crazy solos, they keep it closer to 3 minutes and, you know, rein it in a little bit more, because they're not nearly as fast, but they do have a ton of speed to them. Also a little bit like Empathy. Really good band. I do have a good handful of their releases. So far, so good. Now the artwork on this looks like not positive, but this is a turbocharged Christ Zero. I mean, artwork has a lot to be desired. It's put out by Chaos Records. I'm not familiar with them. I mean, it could be something like Carnal Forge is the first thing I think of. Can't make out any of the stuff that they have on their stuff, but they have enough chains to lock up every bike in the city. But, you know, maybe it's like some Motorhead inspired stuff. Oh, this is some interesting looking artwork. I really like how that's presented. This is Zalpin, Black Rites. Also from Morbid Skull Records. And what's that? Chamber of Horns. No. Well, bunch of blah blah blah. I'm hoping this is going to be really good, just based on the artwork. But you never know. For some reason, I think I've seen at least this logo before, but this is Yellowtooth, Disgust. Put out by Orchestrated Misery Records. If I remember from the name, I think they're kind of, you know, crusty grind or crusty death metal. Really not sure. What's this say? Perdition's Her Smiles, Its Yellowtooth Grin. Okay, well, thanks for the explanation of the name. So, hopefully it'll be pretty good. I mean, I got, like I said, with the Everlasting Spew, there's a few in there that weren't the obvious duds, but were duds. Like one of them that looked like it could be, like, you know, war metal, war whatever, with the battleships at sea and shit, or a submarine at sea, and it was like the shittiest groove melodic horse shittery. I mean, I didn't last long at all on that one. So, sorry to that band, but it's getting sold. I'm taking it to just the local, one of the few local CD shops here and selling it for $1. Someone else can have it. Alright, let's see what this is. This looks like a compilation. Yeah, Imperative Music, the Global Metal Compilation, Volume 13. 32 tracks from I mean, Venom's on here. So Venom is the only band I know that's on here. There's a band called Dying Suffocation. Okay, well, we know what you possibly might sound like, at least some of your favorite bands. But everybody else, I don't know. Most of the bands are from Brazil. Hard Stuff from Brazil. The Wild Child from Italy. Yeah, Quintessential from the United States. So there's 2 I know. I don't know. At least that was like, I guess, an additional to everything else. Because there's still like another 7 on here. Oh, sweet. I do know this band. I do not have this album. This is Abominate Onward to Annihilation. Really awesome artwork. Also put out by Deathgasm. 8 songs. Just, I mean, it's almost a little bit cartoony, but it's like, it's war enough that I'm happy with it. Abominate is brutal blackened death. I want to say they're from Brazil. I don't remember exactly, but I have my favorite release from them is what's this? Damnation's Prophecy. That motherfucker damn good. And they also had a lot of thrashy, black and thrash overtones on it. This is Asylum Global Decomposition. I mean, it's not terrible of an album art. I kind of like it, kind of generic. It's put out by Neurotic Records and Severed as a co-release. Got a ton of fucking songs. Well, 11 songs, but it seems pretty. If it's just death metal, it must be some speedy shit. I don't know. Interesting. Hopefully, it might be some brutal. The layering is what makes this artwork. Because the actual sketch itself, not so much. But this is Athos, Crossing the River of Charon. 8 songs. Hopefully it's some Greek black metal, which would be pretty fucking sweet. Put out by Kandarian Demon Productions. Not familiar with that label, but interesting, to say the least. Oh, sweet. I know this band. I do not have this release, but this is Blood Duster. And it is Linding. I don't know. But your Aussie groovy grind band, I don't know if they still continue with that, because the first 2 releases I have, which is Yeast and Straight Out Northcote, those were fucking fantastic. And then they're starting to get kind of goofy, or going too much in their groovy goofiness, but I don't know, they got like their NWA looking picture in the back, but hopefully it's not goofy and it has a lot of grind on it. I do know this band, I do know this album, but I do not have it. This is Cystic Dysentery, Culture of Death. Brutal death metal, good fucking art, a little bit on the fuzzy side, but it doesn't matter to me. I do like kind of a little bit like Disgorge, Mexican Disgorge. Do not know this, but I do like the art. This is a Demonic Manifestation, World of Horror. Put out by Dan's Crypt Records and Rich Insane. Okay, by a couple of dudes that run some labels that they put out some stuff they like. Looks like it could be some really good death thrash or black thrash. Almost reminds me of some local dudes here. Satanic Beer Drinker, I think they're called. But cool. This one, I like this Digipack. It looks pretty damn cool. Artwork's awesome. But this is a Death's Forsaken. I evoke the cryptic darkness. Hopefully with that, it's Lovecraftian to a degree. Got your everybody in the graveyard, so assuming some blackened death. Kind of looks blasphemy looking. So yeah, the artwork is really cool. Especially, I like the back. I hope that's expanded upon within the Digipack itself. This, I think this one here is the first one I have a double of. I'm gonna pull that one onto the top. Actually, no, it's not. I have everything, most everything, like at least all the albums and most of their EPs. But this is Nomenon, Chaos in the Flesh live. So it's a live album from Death Kills Festival, Stockholm, Sweden, on the 28th of 2015. If you don't know this band, really, really fucking awesome death metal. Yeah, they're Swedish, but it's not like Swedish, your typical Swedish death metal. They do have a lot more American brutality to it, I guess you could say. So, usually don't get live albums, but if I get them like this, I have no problem. This I've never heard of. I'm assuming they're not from America. I mean, because it's just called King, forged by Satan's doctrine. So hopefully it's blackened fucking death metal, which seems to be the theme here. Ooh, this next one I do have. I mean, the artwork is pretty good. You know, it's typical for the style, but it's well done. Everybody's on the back with chains and bullet belts and bones and face paint and inverted crosses. You know you're going to be in for a good time. Now, this one I do have, because Kaz Grant drums for this, but this is Mailday, Hideous Rot. This is actually an excellent death metal EP. I kind of wish he would do some more of this, but I'm assuming it's mainly due to everybody else involved in the band. You know, not about it, can't get around to it, whatever. I mean, of course he's busy with other stuff, so. Oh, I might ask him online at some point. I know he just got banned again. But, really good fucking EP. I might have to pass this on to one of my friends. So far out of so many, one I actually own, which I'm extremely pleased and happy with. I was afraid I was going to have at least, you know, a third of these, or half even. This one is Moon, Pandimensional Noxus. Looks like black metal, smells like black metal. So I'm assuming it's black metal. And if I pull this up and it's not black metal, and it turns out to be like some really awesome death metal, or, you know, blackened death. I mean, if it got blackened death in it, then I still am close enough to it. I don't know. Either way, at least it's presented well. The logo looks pretty cool. I mean, it has to be pretty good if they're just going to name themselves Moon and nothing else. This one is Montreal Eclipse, the Atheist's Call. I have no clue. The artwork is intriguing. It can go many different ways. Okay, Xavier. Really not sure where to put this. I mean, could be death metal, blackened, black metal, symphonic, could be something like Septic Flesh. I'm intrigued at least. Okay, at least this one has a little sticker to help me out. This is Nex Zero. Art looks like something from My Dying Bride. And the presentation looks like that. And let's see what it says for fans of Candlemass, My Dying Bride, Catatonia, Autopsy, surprising, and Anthema. And, oh, they got a lineup who features members of Funeral Mist, The Graven, and Nominon. Yeah, no, or whatever, I might pronounce it better before, but just looking at the art, I nailed it for My Dying Bride, so hopefully that's gonna fucking pan out for me, because I do like stuff like that. I just have to be in the mood for it. And here's the last allotment of CDs. Let's see if these are gonna be some bangers or some failures. Like, so far, I'm actually extremely excited for these, more so than that Everlasting Spew grab bag. I mean, there was some good stuff in there, but also some, I did like that. There was one in there that sounded like Joy Division. That was pretty awesome. Okay, this first one is ejaculation. I don't know, it looks like ejaculation, but it's not that. And and the name is Observation. I like the art on the front. The back makes me kind of go, what? You know, might not be leaning to really cool. A lot of these songs are... No. I think this is going to be symphonic gothy, because there's a lot of 8-minute and 7-minute songs interjected with like 1 minute and 2 minute little I guess intros, outros, sieges. I don't know, like, look at that. Why would you do the fucking this as your back and that? Like, wouldn't you have this front cover and then that should be in the back? And it would have looked stronger overall. Then you could have put the green inside. I don't know. That's my personal opinion as far as the layout. Now this one, This is Internal Silence, Between the Unseen. It's a 4-song EP. Has a video clip. I ain't seen one of them on fucking CDs and goddamn ever. Oh, came out in 2001, so that kind of makes sense. They were still kind of doing that. Just as horrible as I thought it would be on the inside. I'm calling this one as a big negative so far. This would be the type of band that local dudes would be going, I love female-fronted metal, not knowing what, you know, doesn't matter. Female-fronted, that's all they care about. Doesn't matter if it's death metal, black metal, goth, anything. Okay. Enough about that. At least this one I do know, and it's I didn't know this album came out, but this is Faith Extractor, The Great Shadow Infiltrator. I have 2 of their other releases. I do not have this one. This must be brand new. No, this is 2013. Okay, that's fucking weird. So I have the newer one and the earliest one. They're a death metal band. I know their last album that I got with the Mark Riddick artwork was really, really fucking good. Hopefully this one is just as good, because the first one was okay. But yeah, it's just good death metal. This looks like a split with Fumigation and Path of something. Path to a Rod. Oh, look, they got some good, yeah, some Lovecraftian bullshits. It's 4 songs per band. Since it's on CDN, I'm assuming it's fucking brutal death metal and more brutal death metal. Nothing wrong with that. And I always do kind of like where you have the one solid piece of art and then you can break it into where you can see each individual element a little bit better. Well, let's not end on this one because I own this. But this is Infernum Obscure Infernal Dark Force. Actually, I might not have this one. But it's similar to the fuck is it? Quintessential. It's melodic death metal, but it's pretty damn good. Don't listen to it all that often. I thought I had this one because I recognized the logo immediately, and they have a similar color scheme on the other one, but I might not actually have this one, looking at it more closely. But, okay. Very cool. So let's get this one. Hell, I should have opened this one earlier. This one was like the fart of the entire group. This is Gore Trade. Mistaken Concept. Generic skull dude committing suicide. 10 songs. Might be death grind. Might be brutal death metal. Assuming a little bit of both. Oh, also there's a cross and a gas mask dude. Some DNA on the back cover. Sorry, I gotta pick that apart because I have nothing else to really pick apart since I don't know any of the music for it. But for, I think, what, 35? I think it was only 25 bucks or it's 30 bucks. Yeah, I mean, it was like hella fucking cheap. So, I think that's well worth it. Or maybe it was, let's put it at this. I think with the shipping, everything overall, it was like at $40. And I think that is well worth your money for this type of gamble. I mean, with the amount of CDs I have, which is around the 10K mark, probably a little bit above the 10K mark, and I only had one for sure, possibly two, but one album out of this entire stack that I didn't own already. I think that's a pretty good gamble. So if they still have it running, go over to Deathgasm and go see if you can grab you a one or two. Cheers.